Ah, finally. Oh, finally. There's been another one on the other edge of the sky which I've been trying to film, which just will not. It won't happen. But this little buddy, we can capture right here. A lot of the times when people do these kind of films or when they report a sighting, people ask you, were you on something? I'll be fully up front. I've been drinking just a little bit tonight. It's my third beer. Got one more of my six-pack inside. You can hear my speech probably slurring just a little bit. So I'm not going to BS you and tell you that I'm not feeling a little something, because I am. However, I've got my trusty old tripod and camera here to back me up on this one. Unfortunately, there's one off over the tree line, which was off to the left, which I can't see anymore, but it was moving quite a bit. But I just could not get it on the video. This is one of the times where I'm going to leave it kind of zoomed out for a little bit, because I've been criticized of zooming in and then it's unfocused. So I'm going to leave it zoomed out for a while and let this kind of just film the movement. You'll see it. I see it. I mean, for many nights I would just sit out here. I mean, I know it sounds like, God, you need to get a hobby, buddy. But many nights I would sit out here and just kind of zone in on these objects and just kind of look at them, stilling my body, stilling my legs, so that I knew that I wasn't like shaking or moving in any way. And I'd still see them moving. And that's when I think, God, I don't know what's going on out here. I still don't know what's going on out here. If somebody does, please let me know, because this is becoming just a little bit absurd. Quite a bit of movement, I think, already that it's done. But again, if you were just sitting out here looking at this thing, you'd think, oh, that's a twinkling star. That's what you'd say. That's a twinkling star. No big deal. Yeah, it's a little brighter than everything else in the sky, but you know what? It's a twinkling star. You know what? It ain't. My video shows night after night that these things move. Now, I've done a little bit of reading up on this. Yes, stars will appear to move over time, due again, stars and planets, due again to the rotation of the Earth. However, what we're observing is just way too much. It's way too fast for that. I can't accept that unless let's say, unless a group of 5 astronomers come on and say, you know what, this is how quickly stars and planets can appear to move, even in a camera, then I'm not buying it. Look at that. I'm just not going to buy it. We're also seeing in these objects not only the movement, but a lot of colors. I'm going to leave you guys to watch this puppy. I'm going to go over here in this other area of the sky and check something out that I think I see. Okay. There's also a couple behind me. However, I don't think you fully understand, you, the viewer, just how tough it is to get some of these things in view at times. But when I do, it's like, it's such a reward, because I know, that's not a star. Because there's quite a few stars out tonight. I can't get those on camera. I never can. But these things, I always can get them if I'm patient enough. And what you're seeing right here, right now, is how these things appear to me when I'm viewing them through a telescope. So when I'm checking them out in a telescope, they always seem to be like this little, almost like the head of a pin, and just giving off a whole bunch of different colors. This is interesting. I mean, I've let this, we've seen this thing move quite a bit already. That's interesting. It was in the center to begin with, if you remember. And sorry for that, I just bumped the tripod. So what happened to it? Did it go? Sorry. Okay, hope it's zoomed in just a tiny bit. So one of my viewers who comes and checks out my videos quite often. Oh, there she is, back in the other corner of the sky tonight again. I hope this other one that I'm looking at right now, which I've tried to get on the video tonight already, and it just I can get it centered, I can see it on the monitor, and then when I start recording, gone. I can't. It's not that it's gone, but for whatever reason it doesn't show up. But it's over there, and that's the bright orange globe one that I'm certain maybe later on tonight will show its, quote, true colors. Anyway, we have a viewer, Sammy, I believe is your name, and you come on and we've gone back and forth on different ideas as to what these things are. I see another one that just popped up. It's unreal how many I see. So you mentioned something like some sort of burial ground or something. I don't know anything about that, but it did kind of make me think about Serpent Mound, which is over in Adams County, which is just, a hop, skip, and a jump away, really. Jeez, I'm seeing two. In addition to the one you guys are seeing here, I'm seeing at least 3 others in just this other portion of the sky. Not to mention the one that's just hanging out above my house still. Well, actually I don't see that anymore. So it got me thinking about Serpent Mound. And I'm Cherokee, for those who don't know. And supposedly Serpent Mound is supposed to be a Native American burial ground, although that's not really been fully verified, supposedly. So, I'm living out here in the middle of nowhere. Literally. I mean, if nowhere had a definition in the dictionary, Brown County, Ohio would pretty much be nowhere. Okay. That would be it. That's the definition. And yet, for some reason, your guess is as good as mine. I'm observing just a crazy amount of, I don't know, galactic phenomenon, something. Man, I'd like to get this other one on film. It's not quite as bright as this one. Oh my, you see that? Look how quickly those things move. Seriously. I mean, this thing's not zoomed in close as it could go. Just look at that. I'm looking at this puppy straight ahead. I'm looking at it with my naked eye, not with the camera. I'm looking at it with my naked eye right now and observing what I've observed night after night after night after night. And people have come out. I pointed up at these things to people, and you know what they say? Well, I think it moved, but, you know, I think it's just my eyes. It's so easy. And then they go on about their life, and they don't even think about it. They don't think twice about it. I think twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times about it. Because to me, I can't think of anything more fascinating than this, to be quite honest. And I'm the type who, when I get into something, I really get into it. Okay? And so if you're like, you know, I hope I'm going to live through this. I mean, I hate to be conspiratorial, but I mean, I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. I don't know what I'm looking at. I see planes flying over all the damn time. Especially since I started filming them. Although, again, I don't know. I mean, if this is... I mean, let's think about it for a minute. Because while I have your attention with these videos, you know, we might as well talk for a bit. But let's just speculate for a minute about what this might be. Okay? And let's get this centered again, because it's really kind of traveled a distance. There we go, that's better. So, we have a few... Well, there's a number of theories out there already. Although this is a completely different, quote, UFO than the ones that people have said are the planets, you know, Venus and Jupiter, which move, by the way, and in different directions at times, which makes you say, no. Okay. But I do believe that they're right in one way. I think that they are, whenever they do this, whatever that formation is up there, they want you to think that it is a planet, whoever they are. So that's the key question here, isn't it? Like, what are we observing? What is it that we're looking at? My own feeling, my own personal feeling, based off of the first time I ever saw one of these things out here, and the circumstances that surrounded it. I think it's extraterrestrial, to be 100% honest. But an argument could be made, because I don't know, I think I'm about 2 hours away from Fort Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And so I've talked to some of the locals out here, and I've said, yeah, this could be like their playground, right? This could be, it's like, I mean, if this is their stuff, I mean, this is just like a hop, right? You could just jump here. But if it's not ours, which I suspect it's not, and I don't know why it's here, there's absolutely nothing fascinating here. Okay, I'm going to have to, well, I think we lost it anyway. Well, not quite, but I'm going to have to move my camera over into the other section of the sky, because it's getting kind of interesting over there. Now, I've had 3 beers. I know I sound a little bit inebriated, and I am. Hopefully I can get this puppy. Let me, Well, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this. I might have to try and get it in a different video. This is Ohio UFO signing off. Look up to the skies, people, because they are out there. They, meaning whatever. But there's something going on. Have a good night.